Listen up. You are now listening to News with My Fiance with DJ Ep6 and Morgan Jones.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good.
I feel like I'm loud. Am I too loud?
Let me see. I can make some adjustments. Keep talking.
Check.
12.
12.
Ah, looks good.
I was about to say, I had to stop myself from saying something I wasn't supposed to say. And I did it. But in true Morgan fashion, I had to tell everybody what I did. Jeez,
well,
Louise.
listen, you need to be proud of your accomplishment.
It was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
They have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
But
Was it FCC related?
indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm proud of your accomplishment.
So, thank you. Alexa, play Proud of Me by... No. Good morning, Ambush.
Morning. Man.
Text fam, we missed you last week.
Yeah.
Snowmageddon really happened.
Look, man, no one was ready for that crapola.
We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. We're just going to say...
It went down?
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone that's like, hey, man, this just isn't typical Portland weather. 'Tis now.
Listen, when it's the third time in a row...
Yeah.
That February has been like, I am winter now.
Yeah.
We got to stop calling it irregular and call it what it is.
Own it, guys.
Climate change.
Yeah.
And then we got to get prepared for it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this, but apparently we don't put the plows all the way down on the ground.
Because it'll scrape up the asphalt.
Yeah. And Denver was like, yeah, it's definitely more expensive, but... And my thing is, y'all don't fix the roads anyway. So, but more than anything, if it's only 2 days, 3 days out of the year, maybe it's not that expensive for us. Maybe for Denver, where the plowing is happening
constantly,
way more.
Yeah. They need heated roads over there, man.
They do, and they would be the first to have it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this about that. They're like, everybody's going to get where they got to go. You got to go somewhere? You don't even know that it snowed there.
Yeah. That's
like
awesome.
The roads are just, you're ready. You wake up in the morning, you may have to shovel yourself out of your own situation.
Yeah. Those roads are good to go.
Roads are good to go.
Rudo said, I don't want to go to school today.
Good morning, Rudo.
Roots.
I can't find the app that I'm supposed to have open so I can see the text messages. Where is everything?
Where's your Slizak?
See what happens when 1 week, everything's gone.
It's all takes.
It is. It's all.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the snow. I'm going to say this one more time.
Okay.
It is the only time it's quiet at our house. And by not in our house.
Right.
Around our house. It is the only time it's quiet. And it really, illuminates just how noises really are getting to me.
Yeah.
Certain noises are really like making a big difference in my stress level. So I really appreciated how quiet it was. Now, do I want the city to shut down every time it snows? No. No. But it was so quiet and it was so nice.
Yeah.
For 10 hours.
Bruh.
And then we were right back at it. Also, we just don't get it enough. Like, so it doesn't bother me that there's snow.
When it does happen, it's like an inconvenience. It's like, what are you complaining about?
Yeah. It is funny to me that it's like all the bread is gone and people lose their minds. It's like, you're not going to be trapped in your house for days and days, Margaret. It's going to be okay.
You don't know that.
I do.
You're not some weather woman.
No, this is correct. And either are the people. Never mind. Just kidding, guys. I know that there's something you definitely know more than everybody else.
I definitely expected I definitely expected to have some shopping troubles on Friday. like everything gets wiped out. And I'm glad it wasn't.
It would be wild if that was I mean, it's just not enough.
No.
And again, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of snow. That was more than Portland normally gets in a short amount of time.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the car abandoning was happening so much quicker than I expected.
Yo.
Like, it wasn't even, in talking to Can, it wasn't even really snowing yet on the west side in Beaverton, but you were like, I'm stuck on a hill right now.
And I'm out.
So, anyway.
I got stuck twice on my way home on that fateful Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
I think it was
on
Wednesday.
that fateful Wednesday.
I don't know.
Yeah, battling the elements.
No, yeah, it definitely was Wednesday because I was like, I think it's still coming down pretty hard. I think maybe we should be thinking about tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Shout out to Peabot for giving people until Tuesday to get their cars off the road, and unshout out to ODOT for getting people towed way fast. I mean, I understand the whole got to get your cars off the highway so we can clean it, but their cars are stuck on the highway because you couldn't clean it. So then, so these tow companies, they said the average, what they expected people to pay on average would be $200, which is still a lot of money. Like, to just pop up out of nowhere. I had to leave my car on the highway after sitting in it for 7 hours, find my way home, warm back up because it takes, days to get the chills out your robe. And then, let me go get my car from where I didn't leave it. And I have to pay you $200?
US dollars, too.
US dollars? Bro, I didn't say.
I think we got to come up with different rules because if the semi trucks are getting stuck,
bro,
you think my Civic is gonna make it?
Bro. And then what say you when I show up with this $200 and they're like, actually, it's $7.
Listen, things I don't have for 1,000, Alex. I am not. So again, we have to have different rules. This is the kind of thing where no one expects to leave their car. These are not like,
right.
Everybody went out and got wasted and left their cars in the middle of the street because they don't want DUIs. The buses got stuck. They have chains that dropped down from them.
And they got stuck. Yeah.
So I absolutely understand clearing the roads. But we're going to have to do that at that's going to have to be on y'all.
Yeah.
If I'm on my way to or from work in the middle of a snowstorm, I might not have $700 to throw at you to get my car back to go to work the next day when the roads are clear.
Bruh, if the roads aren't clear, tell me about the safe conditions under which I can retrieve my car.
Hello.
Any snowing that was done has buried the car even more.
And then it's like 20 degrees overnight, so it's just frozen, just layers of ice.
Yeah.
Ooh, the layers of ice that were in front of our house. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Anyway, let's not spend too much more time on the weather.
We literally said we're not going to spend too much time talking about the snow, the no sleigh.
And then here we are. It's time for a music break, and we got to get started. Well, I missed you, fiancés. Yes. I know Ambush missed you too.
It's true.
You can spend as much time as you want telling us how much you missed us. No time limit today.
Wow.
Except for you have to do it before 9.
Also, I don't know if you guys detected that in her voice. No pressure either.
Oh, zero pressure. You just have time. Who doesn't want to? I mean, if you don't communicate, maybe someone would think that if I didn't get it in by now, maybe I shouldn't say it. They're about to roll into the news, and so it's not appropriate now.
Oh.
And I'm just saying, take your time.
This is a shoot your shot moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got at least an hour and 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Wow.
I have a few music requests today, too. Where should I put those? I need a post-it note.
Is it De La? To shout the De La? Because their whole catalog hit streaming services today, and they can finally get paid. R.I.P. True Boy. Is that that's not where you were going? Fine.
Well, I feel like I can't say no.
Fine. Well, I looked. None of it's on the streaming service we don't mention.
I mean, that was a lot.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no pressure or anything. Yeah, it was definitely De La Soul because their catalog is available now for money makings.
For the makings of money.
For the makings of the mugga.
That's not what you. No,
it wasn't. But hey,
did you want to hear some?
I'm not the DJ.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
DJ MJ.
Yeah, I am.
Don't you let Malcolm hear you talking like that.
It's true.
All right.
That's why I had to pause.
Yeah. Be responsible with your power.
I'm not DJing
Mm-hmm.
right now. How about that?
That's right.
I can't, I know how you do. No requests. I know how it goes. We have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a spice up your life.
Whoa. City government was spice up.
Yesterday, shout out to the citizens of Portland, Oregon.
Man.
Who showed up and showed out. And it was like, can I get a what to the
Yeah, the caller response at the City Hall was pretty good.
Yeah, so there were a couple of moments yesterday that got I believe in the headlines it was testy. They were testy.
Testy.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Okay, I just sometimes I just need to be recognized.
So in local, we're going to talk about things getting spicy in the PCCEP Shot Spotter Town Hall last night.
Man, I was front and center.
Woo!
Crazy.
So happy you were witness. And Mayor Tevis Wheeler shut down a meeting when he was pressed on the tent ban because he's respectful of other people's time. I just need you to understand that there's a reason that we're not going to talk about that right now, and it's because it's not on the agenda. Yeah.
In the national news, sounds like everyone should have got the heck away from the Dilbert dude years ago. Oh my gosh.
This is the story that just keeps unfolding.
Now,
and I'm like, wow, you've been online, and somehow no one noticed.
You were full toxic YouTuber for decades. And speaking of toxic YouTubers, international man of misogyny, Andrew Tate, thinks his life is a movie.
Isn't it?
Oh my god.
Trapped in a Romanian jail.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you. Morgan Jones, don't you dare.
In a world. All right, fine.
Because now Rudo's going to come with the rest of the trailer.
Well, he's got to. It's called collaboration. Learn about it.
Romanian jail.
Rudo, I expect the script on my desk immediately. Thank you.
I expect to complete a script by this afternoon.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Well, I said immediately. I don't. This afternoon seems a little far away, but
okay.
He's the quickest. Come on.
Nah, he's quick. He's quick.
Why are you making it weird?
Yeah, a story that happened a couple weeks ago and still unveiling. We're talking about the lack of media coverage around the PPS story. Was it Sylvan?
West Sylvan Middle School. Yes. Not a couple of weeks ago.
It was almost a month.
The incident happened January 25th. We were not alerted. We have children in the Portland Public School District, and
it's true.
So we were waiting. The incident, if you're wondering, we'll try and run this real fast. Is there was a reenactment?
Yeah.
Forced upon black boy middle schooler, 2 kids. Got him at the water fountain, I think.
So yeah, he had a hall pass. The other students that accosted him did not have a hall pass. And he was on a bathroom break or something, and they put him up against some lockers first.
They hemmed him up.
Yeah.
They used the lanyard for the hall pass to secure his hands behind his back, put him on the ground, put a knee on his back, and said they were going to turn their body cameras off.
Yep.
And wait for 20 seconds while he did the George Floyd.
Yep.
That's a middle school.
Middle school.
The parents of the victim in this said, hey, you got to tell everybody. You can't just tell the people at this school. You have to tell. That's district-wide information that needs to be shared.
Right.
And they were like, thanks for playing, but we're actually just going to tell the people of this school, and we're going to say something to the effect of like, we are really upset that this hate incident happened upon us.
Right.
And I'm going to be honest, the once they finally said something district-wide, not any better.
No.
Nothing let you know the severity of, none of their communications let you know the severity of what happened that day. And we are really in a bad position because we have spent so much time and we being performative with our response to racism. Expelling someone or just firing someone and there being no anything else only creates more people more upset about race and the fake idea that there's some, reverse racism or that there's some sort of discrimination against white people because they're white. I know right now you're like, but Morgan, if someone does a hate crime, they can't think they're the victim. And I'm going to tell you, you're wrong.
Yeah, happens all the time.
Happens all the time. All the time.
All the time.
And we're not doing any better to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, what in the world is happening where the middle schooler thinks that that's going to be a solid, funny, or excusable, or non-getting in trouble
right
moment?
I mean, I know we're not going to get into it, but the students are well informed enough about George Floyd and the incident, but the fact that they use it as a humorous reenactment kind of combats the whole we're just going to mature ourselves generation after generation out of racism.
Whoever thought that was going to happen wasn't looking backwards at all.
It me in my mid-30s.
Whoopsie doodles.
Yeah, it me.
I mean, I definitely probably had that idea at some point.
Yeah.
But you got to look backwards. This stuff isn't new.
Yeah.
There is no like, oh, it'll once grandpa. It just, we have spent too much time being like, oh, excusing it. So, oh, they're old and they're stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
And so just don't worry. I'm not like that at all, except for you're raised by those people.
Yep.
And you're not showing any different other than not using the same words, but kind of having some of those same thoughts, right? Because just growing up in this environment, it's the air we breathe.
Yep.
Anti-Blackness is we just breathe it, we live it. And if you are not actively doing something to stop that, you're going to exhibit some of that.
Yeah.
So somebody is showing their kids that's fine, or allowing them to be on the YouTubes that tell them it's fine.
Probably playing it out at home. Could you imagine?
I mean,
kids kicking it in the den. What are you doing over there? George Floyd and mom?
I'm doing the George Floyd, which also a problem with who did what? How come it's not you're doing the Derek Chauvin?
Ooh.
How come we're not talking about that's a police officer that did that? You're not like, you mentioned I'm turning my body cam off, but you're not like, I'm doing the Derek Chauvin.
Right.
I'm doing the murdering right now. Like, you're doing the George Floyd. So you are being suffocated in front of people?
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
No apologies necessary. No apologies necessary.
So I want to know, where in the world is the media coverage of this? Because in looking into it, it would make you believe that this thing did not happen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mac Smith at We Out Here magazine for keeping that consistent. I mean, he stays consistent, but keeping this in our faces, because had he not,
Yeah.
I don't know that we would be talking about it right now, only because the cycle is gone, right? And not enough coverage at all.
No, not even close.
And folks in Portland didn't realize that it happened until like the Atlanta Journal or something picked it up.
Yeah, Atlanta Black Star picked it up.
Because there's not a whole lot of conversation about it coming from our own local media. Where are y'all at? Although I'm going to tell you right now, I would not want to hear a whole bunch of bias crime talk or bias incident when it's just, oops, the racism's happening and we did absolutely nothing to stop, to teach differently. Like, we're just going to expel those kids and move forward. And those two kids, whoever they are going to reveal their villain origin story soon enough.
And then I was expelled. Lames. Yeah. Pitiful lames.
All right.
I think it's time for the break of the musics.
I'm a fan.
Okay. And we're going to come back with the news.
Ambush, I want you to tell me absolutely everything about the Dilbert dude right now.
Okay. You know
I should take a poll. Is it do y'all find it disrespectful if I don't use his name?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to find the most disrespectful way to address him. So let me know. Should I
use
Dilbert dude
or Scott Adams?
Scott Adams, aka Voldemort.
Scotty Adams. Voldemort with a nose.
Out here looking like a thumb. Please continue.
Cartoonists across the country are applauding publishers and editors for condemning Scott Adams, the creator of the popular comic strip Dilbert, after his recent racist tirade against Black Americans. Adams faced severe backlash after referencing a Rasmussen poll that only found a slim majority of Black Americans agreed with the statement, "It's okay to be white." Adams went on to accuse Black Americans of being a hate group and advised white people to, quote, "get the hell away" from them during a YouTube live stream on Friday the 22nd. The fallout started days later with hundreds of newspapers, including the Washington Post and Los Angeles Times, announcing they would no longer carry Adams' work. On Monday, Andrews McKeel Universal Adams distributor severed ties with the cartoonist, stating they do not support any commentary rooted in discrimination or hate. The Penguin Random House imprint portfolio also announced it would no longer publish Adams' upcoming book, Reframe Your Brain, which was set to release in September, according to the Wall Street Journal. It's like a self-help situation.
Keep reading, I'm about to find out.
Okay. Cartoonists say that Adams has a long history of spewing problematic views. What? Including describing people who were not vaccinated against COVID-19 as the real winners of the pandemic. Questioning the accuracy of the Holocaust death toll, aka Holocaust denial, and claiming that he lost multiple job opportunities for being white. In 2011, he posted and deleted a men's right blog post saying, quote, "The reality is that women are treated differently by society for exactly the same reason that children and the mentally handicapped are treated differently. It's just easier, it's just easier this way for everyone. You don't argue with a 4-year-old about why he shouldn't eat candy for dinner. You don't punch a mentally handicapped guy, even if he punches you first. And you don't argue when a woman tells you she's only making 80 cents to your dollar. It's the path of least resistance. Use your energy for more important battles." End quote. While Adams has described himself as getting canceled, other cartoonists argue that he's being held accountable for his remarks. Quote, "By Adams saying he's been canceled, it's him not owning up to his own responsibility for the things he said and the effect they have on other people," said Ward Sutton, a well-known cartoonist who has contributed illustrations to the New York Times, The New Yorker, and Rolling Stone. Hector Cantu, best known for his Latino-American comic Baldo, believes in freedom of speech, but not freedom from repercussions. Don't gloss this over by saying it's politics or it's cancel culture, he said. If you're going to offend people, you risk paying the price. Dilbert Dude has doubled down, backtracked, and dug in again. He recently said he was using hyperbole. Oh my gosh. He could have delivered the point better. He lost 80% of his income. No one disagrees with this man with his main points, and he can't stand racists.
Owned. Owned.
He can't stand
I can't
racists.
stand racists, so haha, you're the real racist for calling me a racist because I can't stand them.
Dude, sit in your consequences, bro. That's the other thing too, which is so funny to me, right? They be so staunch with their racism, so staunch with their freedoms of speech and the way they deliver this vitriol. Like they just be like, and if you don't like it, and the second,
go back to Africa.
Right. The second consequences start happening, it's like, well, hey man,
what do you think I am? A part of the KKK?
I am right. I am certainly not a racist.
I'm no Tucker Carlson, guys. I am a normal.
I thought you're behaving like a snowflake right now, guy.
Listen,
I thought you were,
there's a couple things I need to say.
Pittsburgh Steel, what happened?
There's a couple of things. The Rasmussen poll is it's a right-wing pollster.
Are you kidding me?
Well, would I? That produces like semi-mainstream polls, but it's noted for its murky methods and what the New York Times has called dubious sampling and weighting techniques. They are legitimately the questions they asked. The two questions they asked in this poll was, do you agree with this statement? It's okay to be white, and can black people be racist too?
Oh my God!
Those are the two questions this poll asked. And what Scott ended up doing was, the rant that he went on was like, I just don't want to gloss over the fact that he was like really misunderstanding these numbers too. It felt like, he's like, over half of all Black Americans do not agree with the statement. But he doesn't say the statement. He says being white. He takes all of it out. It is not, it's no longer what has been asked. And it is, they say it's not okay to be white, so they're a hate group. Well, nobody's saying it's not okay to be white.
No.
What, a lot of people, what they would call on the internet, the young people call normies, may not understand that it's okay to be white has been used by white supremacists for years now. Years. Shout out to 4chan.
Right. Scotty knew that.
It's literally a troll. And it's a white power troll. And if we don't get, again, the performativeness of being like, oh, shock and awe, there's white supremacists within our ranks. Never saw that coming. Saying it's okay to be white is duh, Ralph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Who said you're not fine? You. You guys are the ones creating this whole false narrative of being replaced, of somebody, not no longer having the bloodline or something. I don't know.
Stop it. What is this, a vampire film? What's this?
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta keep the bloodline pure.
You gotta keep it pure. So cousins on cousins or something. I don't know.
Oh, no.
The monarchy. It's in the ancestry. Hey, where is our soundboard? No, but for real. So that's something, and a lot of Black people know that.
Yeah.
We have to know what we're up against. So when I see a person who looks like a white supremacist wearing a shirt that says it's okay to be white, I don't lose my mind. I look into it. because that means something.
Yeah, period.
Like when the Proud Boys are wearing shirts that say so-and-so did nothing wrong, if I don't recognize who they're talking about, number one, I got assumptions I could make, or I could find out who that person is and what they are being accused of.
Right.
It's usually someone who's done a lot wrong. A lot.
A whole lot.
A whole lot wrong.
Yeah.
I can't. So asking that question, those pollsters know what that is. They know that they know by asking that question in conjunction with, can black people be racist too? You are absolutely misunderstanding what racism means if you think
if that's still your question.
If that's still your question. And that's fine for not knowing. You could, instead of fighting against the truth, you could just take a second to learn.
I want to constantly remind our listeners, people we've engaged with in all manners of social media, to save yourself some stress and unnecessary rage. We are years in on online debates. We have lost days, half of our work days. We've done it. We are vets. We're talking about blogs. We're talking about MySpace. We've been going at it for a while now. And this is the one thing that I would say is above all in making sure your online experience isn't as stressful as it used to be. Qualify the person for the conversation that you're having with them. It's the
interview, baby.
It's an interview. It's an interview. Depending on the topic, pick a couple points to throw out there. See what their responses are, and then back on out.
If appropriate.
If appropriate.
Oh, I see. You're not qualified for this conversation.
Right. Well, black people can be racist too.
Goodbye.
Block.
And if you're a person listening right now and you're like, well, why don't you take that second to educate them? Because they do not want to be educated. And I have spent way too many, as Amber's just alluded to, hours of my life literally thinking I was doing that.
Listen, I can't tell you how many times I've been going back and forth for someone. I'm getting dressed and I'm like, ooh, when I get in the car, and I never make it to the car until like 3:00 in the afternoon. I've been going back and forth all day with these jokes.
Right.
Yeah. Why do women wait so long to report rape?
Nope. You don't get to be here.
I'm not having this conversation with you.
You can have that conversation with your friends.
Right.
Go talk to
talk amongst
the
yourselves.
Dilbert dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, friends, just red flags are red flags, right? When somebody tells you they are a men's rights activist, run
for the hills.
TF away. Run away right now.
That was a good segue. The Men Rights Act. Man, look at you.
Bang, bang.
Siggies. Let's go. Speaking
of our favorite men's rights activists.
Oh, okay.
Andrew and his brother Tristan got another month in jail. I do kind of
What's his middle name? What's Andrew's middle name? Do you know?
I don't.
I'm gonna look it up.
Get to the Googles
I
while
I'm
call him
by that.
I do kind of love how Romania does this. They just like hold you month by month. Apparently, I don't actually love it, but I love it for Andrew and Tristan. It's hilarious because there's moments where they gotta be like, "This is my time. I'm about to get out," and the judge each time has been like, "Yeah, you're gonna stay another month because you've been doing the most."
Oh, wait a minute. Andrew is his middle name.
Show light.
His first name is Emery.
Oh.
Emery Andrew Tate.
Is Emery too beta? You can't be an alpha male with Emery? I like the name Emery. I like the name Emery a lot.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad he goes by Andrew because I don't want to hate the name Emery.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Shouts to Emerys.
Yeah. I've never met a bad Emery.
No. All right. Andrew.
And if he goes by Andrew, well, I haven't met him either, but streak is still going.
Yeah.
Influencer Emery Andrew Tate has reportedly attempted to wield his political influence in Romania while seeking to discredit his accusers from his prison cell. According to transcripts of wiretaps obtained by Reuters, Tate arranged calls to several right-wing Romanian politicians. Wow, that was a lot of R's and right-wing Romanian politicians, including forgive me for messing these names up, George Simeon and Diana, question mark.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
and asked his associates to spread videos of his accusers partying. Tate allegedly urged his colleagues to tell the politicians that supporting him would be, quote, very good for their careers and would result in getting, quote, a lot of votes when Tate says you took his side.
Yep.
Tate, who has gained notoriety for his misogynistic views, has been in custody in Romania since December on charges related to a human trafficking and rape investigation. He is accused of exploiting women in the country to produce pornography and is also facing a separate rape accusation. In addition to his attempts to sway political figures, Tate has reportedly sent a cease and desist letter to one of his accusers, threatening to sue her for $300 million.
Wow.
He has also claimed to have updated his will to set up a $100 million charity for men falsely accused of crimes.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Ah!
Tate's actions have been met with widespread condemnation, with many expressing outrage at his attempts to use his platform and influence to discredit his accusers and manipulate the political system. Andrew and Tristan Tate will be held in a Romanian jail at least through March.
Not I'm changing my will to be philanthropic to incels. Cut
Well,
it
listen.
out.
Someone got to take care of the Hustlers University members, the students.
Sir.
Somebody has to.
Who's going to run this charity?
I'm looking around and I got nothing.
Anyway.
It's going to be, like Aiden Ross or one of the people that a Sneeko. If anyone is listening to this and they're like, why is Morgan speaking Greek right now?
Yeah.
You're right. I don't know why I know who all these. Yes, I do.
It's your job, man.
It's my job.
It's your job.
But they're younger YouTube and Twitch stars who are on the same boat, and they're influenced. They are inspired by. And Andrew Tate, the late Kevin Samuels,
right, and the like,
and the ilk, and they are sort of going so far as to that now they're blocked from, or banned from all of the things that made them money before, and so cancel culture just rearing its ugly head.
Yeah, man.
Just getting to the bottom of it, ripping through, and taking everybody's careers.
It's really interesting how this information was obtained. They have transcripts from a recording because he made this call from inside jail where all communications are recorded.
Now, I know for certain all communications are recorded in American jails.
Right.
And I think maybe he thought they weren't there, or
okay.
I'm definitely waiting for his big fans, to tell us that this is actually
all a part of the plan.
All a part of the plan of getting out of the Matrix.
Yeah.
And that he's feeding us this information.
Right. While there's something else going on.
Because he's so smart.
Say right
something
now.
Else is happening.
The only thing that's going on is his butt sitting in a Romanian jail. That's the only other thing that's happening, where he says rats and roaches are his only friends.
He definitely did say that. That's all he got. He also was talking about growing a full head of hair. And I'm going to talk about this real fast. I know that I have some things to work on. And by that, I mean, I can get really mean, surface things that don't really matter. In the grand scheme of things,
sure.
When somebody like an Andrew Tate has a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
And it usually has something to do with like the fact that you just are lying. So now the things I want to say sound so mean, but I wouldn't have said any.
If
you never brought it up and then lied about it, we wouldn't even. So this man before going to jail was talking about how he shaves his head. Like that's his choice. He's not balding. He's lots of hair.
He wants.
Tristan, his brother, has curls for the girls, as they say.
Okay.
And I mean, they both look exactly the same. Like
wow.
Thumbs. So but one has hair and one doesn't. And Andrew has made it very clear that that is on purpose for him. And then what we're seeing right now with no access to clippers.
Male pattern baldness.
It's a cul-de-sac. With light coverage, a little George Jefferson, if you will.
Wow.
And you want me to believe that, sir, again, zero issue with any, that's not your fault. You can't help that.
Yeah, I mean,
but here you are lying about it.
Who even put it on the table for discussion?
Literally him.
Right.
That's the whole
This is
thing.
what they do, dog. And this, again.
You're not getting ahead of it either. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, it's fine. This is like elementary school lunch table stuff. Ooh, you guys hear that? No, you made that whole 5-minute story up.
Yeah.
And now we got to talk about you.
Yeah.
Now we're throwing shots at you for the rest of lunch. No. And you're like, no, it really happened. No, it didn't.
No, those aliens did not come down and take your hair away.
It never happened, bro.
That's not what happened.
Chill out. You will be made fun of.
It's true.
Andrew.
It's true. Especially when you are also the person who is very, very surface. Like,
yeah,
every
that's where
woman needs
next.
to look like X, Y, and anyone who doesn't is, a disgusting cow.
Yeah.
And would never meet the standards of any real man or whatever it is.
I heard your double Andre there. Cow, meat, standards, FDA, EPA.
Bars.
I saw where you were going.
Barmageddon.
It's a Barmageddon. Yeah. I didn't want to. You were going.
I don't know. Okay. I'm stuck on Barmageddon now. So were there words said before that?
Nah,
I mean, I know.
Our boss. I remember, like, when you mentioned this to me yesterday when we were in the kitchen, and I'm like, that's witness tampering. That's witness intimidation.
Yeah.
That's witness intimidation. Because here it is. Any witness is hearing him discuss ways to influence their life and discourage them. Like, what's a very reasonable point can be made by anyone presenting the witness. What's next? If he is calling people on the outside to do things to affect the case and to besmirch?
Mm-hmm. Besmirch
the witness. What else is he planning on doing? What links will he go to?
Well, let me tell you what exactly he said there.
Oh, give it to me.
It says Tate directs his associate Luke to release party clips on social media that he said shows at least one of his alleged trafficking victims dancing in Bucharest. Yes, put them everywhere and say, this girl says she's kidnapped when she is not kidnapped, Tate said. You're saying you want me to discredit them? Have social media pull hard? Yes? Asks Luke. Yes, screw them, Tate replies.
Is Luke working for the feds?
I mean, sound like an op. But,
Emery,
hey.
Emery, I just want to be sure. You want me to discredit them for you? Check yes or no. Wink, wink. Like, what? It's like, y'all talk on the phone regular?
Like, come on.
Y'all don't even crime right. Really? You're like...
This is why I say he thinks his life is a movie. He thinks that he is like some sort of mafia boss or, person with a lot more clout than he has. And he thinks he can I can sit here in this Romanian jail and tell everybody to, one, get those politicians in my corner. Tell them to say that I've been framed and they'll get votes.
You're brilliant, dude.
How many fans how many fans of Tate are in Romania who would vote for those politicians?
Well, look, they're marching the streets in Greece. So
it's true. That is not Romania, though.
To be clear, he's got fans all over the place.
He definitely does. International man of misogyny.
Yeah.
I was really proud of myself for that time.
No, that was really good.
Thanks.
I want to do a little role play.
Pass.
We're going to... I love that. Just like, yeah, I'm not doing that with you on the air. I wanna reenact this conversation, but in a way that isn't, witness protection leaning, cooperating with the government leaning. So,
who are you and who am I?
I can be Emery.
Okay,
Remember?
I'm Luke.
You're Luke. All right. I hit Luke up. Ring, ring. Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo, Andrew.
Yeah. So I was thinking,
hey, bud.
I think there's like some footage we have around that could be useful. Could you get your hands on that?
Did you want me to show footage of you or getting your haircut?
Nah, that other footage about, those people that are saying, saying all types of stuff. But I feel like we have some footage of them that, might shed some light. I don't know. If you come across it, maybe.
Is it the video of you talking to Greta Thunberg? Is that the video you want me to put back out?
Yeah.
Where
that one.
With the pizza box in it?
That one. And then that one and others.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are the other ones for TikTok or?
And the gram.
Okay.
If they haven't shut my account down yet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering, what is happening? There was communication there. There was an understanding of what needed to be done. That didn't quite sound like, do you want me to discredit the people that are a witness against you?
I feel like I should have been Emery in this because I don't think I did a good job as Luke.
I think you did.
But
I think you
we're here. We're
Luke, you were good, Luke.
Thanks.
Yeah, man.
It's fine, but I appreciate it.
Did you see our text?
I didn't.
So,
oh, man, we got a text.
I love when I wake up in a bad mood because I got to go to work on Thursday mornings. And remember that y'all are on. I have a good chance of breaking a butt cheek from laughing so hard. Love y'all. Butt cheeks broken.
Shout out to 510. I love that.
Butt cheeks broken.
I wonder if you broke a butt cheek today.
Yeah. It's still early. We got time to break butt cheeks.
We do. I need a music break because we're about to get into some local news that, again, just spicing up our lives.
Oh, boy.
So you got to stretch first.
Yeah.
You got to get the old, get everything loose.
Loosey-goosey. We'll be right back. This is News of My Fiance, Morgan Jones and DJ Ambush. Be a part of the show. Choose to text at 971-220-KXRY.
Look at you.
Yeah.
But then you got to say the other one because nobody actually uses phones like that anymore.
Yeah. Thank God. 971-220-5979.
Yeah. Or if you're like my dad, 971-220-5979.
Come on, man.
That's how I remember.
Your old house number when you were little?
I remembered that number without having it be like
a rhythm to it.
Yeah, 5979. But I made my grandma's, which is the first phone number I knew. So I had to call her to tell on my dad when he was being mean to me as a toddler.
I still can't believe, like, it's one of the most amazing stories that I never get tired of hearing. Like, you legit in your parents' house would push a chair up to the wall, hop on that chair, grab the phone, call your grandmother, and be like, Grandma,
you got to talk to your son. Help.
And she would just sit on the phone with her grandbaby. Tell me what happened.
And then I would, and she'd say, let me talk to him. And I bet that conversation was more like, Morgan's at it again, or something, you know? I don't think he was really getting in trouble. She would pretend that he was in trouble in person, though.
Oh,
so that's probably why I thought I could call her.
Yeah.
Because in person, she'd be like, Nick, I am not gonna and I'd be like, see, she don't play about me. That's my lady. You really just as a kid don't realize that there's, life before you.
Yeah. Also, there's a hierarchy.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Well, normally.
She's like, whoa, slow down here.
I came in at a really special time, So, special, I might have jumped a couple places in line, if you will.
Oh.
Is what I'm saying.
All right. Well.
I was the favorite.
Wow. Okay.
Of everybody.
Okay, we're going to leave that alone.
Okay. Move forward?
Yeah. But not too far forward because we're talking about Ted Wheeler.
So 2 steps forward, 1,000 steps back.
Precisely.
Timber King.
Yeah. Timber King Ted Wheeler hits us with the, oh my God, shut up, at the Police Accountability Commission meeting. An in-person city council meeting in Portland was abruptly halted after a heated exchange between the mayor and members of the community who used their allotted time to address Commissioner Renee Gonzalez's ban on distributing tents and tarps to unsheltered Portlanders. Mayor Wheeler called for a recess shortly before 11:30 a.m., and City Council reconvened virtually after 4 people signed up to testify used their time to address Gonzalez's controversial policy change. The policy temporarily bars Portland street response employees from giving away tents or tarps to people living outside. Lift the ban, one of the speakers said. It's killing people, it's inhumane, and it's evil. They then use an expletive to insult Ted Wheeler. Another person in the crowd yelled out the same insult to the mayor. More of a call and response.
It was a call and response.
Can we get a bleep, Ted Wheeler?
And then the audience was like
bleep, Ted Wheeler! Woo!
And when I saw it at home, I was like, bleep, Ted Wheeler!
Ted's response, as a result of your behavior, no one really cares what you think. Someone else from the crowd responded quickly, that's not true. At least 2 people could be heard in the chambers saying back to him. And Ted ended the exchange with, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm just asking you to be decent people.
Boy, stop.
Wheeler attempted to redirect the conversation to the report submitted to City Council by the Police Accountability Commission, a group of council-appointed Portlanders tasked with developing a new system to investigate, discipline, and monitor the PPB. However, the speakers continued to address the tent ban, prompting Wheeler to cut off the microphone and threatened to ask them to leave. The exchange became expletive-laden, and Wheeler warned the crowd that the meeting would go virtual if there was one more outburst. It's like a substitute teacher. After 10 minutes recess, the council reconvened virtually, and Wheeler apologized to members of the Police Accountability Commission on behalf of those who sought to disrupt their work. That's how
on behalf of himself, as members of the city council are trying to be get their little fingers right into the Police Accountability Commission when y'all ain't supposed to be a part of that. No, sir. No, sir. You do not get to be like, decorum. I will not have this in this house of...
Listen, I don't know if you know this. Ted is not one for disruption. He does not like it. He doesn't want to be disrupted when he's on dates. He doesn't want to be disrupted. He doesn't want to be disrupted when people are using tear gas. Listen, you stay out of his way. Do not disrupt. No disrupt, no disrespect.
Listen.
Get it together.
Ted told us all how he really feels. And that is, if you're not going to say it really nice, I actually don't care what you have to say. It's one of my favorite things to say, you're really undercutting your point right now because you don't like me.
Right. As a result of your behavior, nobody really cares what you think. Dude, if you were like class president, there would be some Ramsifications. You're the mayor, bro. You're the mayor, and you're like on the record very calmly. It wasn't even like, oh, excuse me, I spoke out of turn. There was no apology for the phrase later. It was just, yeah.
No, and like one of his Tinder dates is definitely going to be like, I loved the way you said that. You handled that so well. And then they'll laugh and laugh at all of the people dying around them.
They'll be like, hey, can you say that thing you said?
Can you? At the council meeting?
as a result of my behavior, you don't really care what I think. You just give me a little bit of that action.
Man, to pretend like you are incensed that someone would disrespect the time of the Police Accountability Commission in which you do not want to exist. LOL. Actually, LMAO.
It's making Hardy.
How about that one?
Yeah.
It's a belly laugh.
Oh my God.
Who is he fooling? Like, one of my favorite things about Ted Wheeler is he does have bipartisan support in the hatred of him.
He's united.
He's united us
in
opposition to him. I wish, we had better ideas what to do with it. But
right.
When I see people that I know actually agree with a lot of the things that he's doing, but apparently he's done one or two things that they can't stand, so they just won't let him live. It's confusing. It's confusing because it's like, wait, but you want this. These are the things you want.
Right.
They're happening, and you're calling him a liberal? Make it make sense.
It's very confusing.
You're certainly, we've talked about the Overton window shifting.
Yeah.
And Ted Wheeler is definitely proof of the vote blue no matter who. Like, that whole idea is just awful. Also, shout out to Eric Adams.
And Renee Gonzalez.
And, but we know that Renee.
What did he claim?
Well, he is a man of color, minority business owner.
I am so tired of that man.
Who, what's going to happen is what I want to know when they find out that at least two people who died recently may have died from hypothermia.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. I already got that one. They might as well stop going down that. Let that go, guys, because it's going to be chalked up to pre-existing conditions and some other factor. Of course, like that's not even a thing. That's a nothing burger, guys. Let that go.
It's a nothing burger.
Yeah, don't waste any effort on. And when we find out, you know what happened? Tons of people were outside dealing with weather they otherwise could have been prepared for or put in situations to completely avoid it. And that hasn't been happening day after day after. There doesn't need to be an ice storm out there.
True. True. Yeah.
Let's just cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
Fully agree. But for the folks that don't necessarily think about that, right? That if you live outside, there are conditions every day.
Right.
That are not like, are you outside with no coat at 3 a.m?
I was about to say that. How much time do you spend outside right now in our Portland?
Overnight.
Winter?
Overnight.
What do we call this season? I don't know what we're in.
Well, we don't. Well, this is just the winter.
Okay.
We don't.
It's not pre-spring.
I mean, okay. I feel like we're derailing.
But
because of your actions here today, nobody cares what you think, Ambush. How did it go?
That's pretty it. Pretty much true. I want someone to yell from the ground. That's not true.
That's not true. Shout out to those people together. Solidarity, fam, for real. Like, for him to be doing the scolding and then being like, we here for it. Yeah. We actually do care what she think. Yeah. We like it.
He'd never make it as a teacher at Hogwarts. If that's all
he wouldn't make it as a teacher at Grant High School.
Yeah. If that's all you got is witty retorts, because of your behavior, no one really cares what you think.
I refuse to call that witty.
You are setting yourself up for TikTokery. They're going to get you. They're going to get you.
Mr. Wheeler is never mind.
Yeah, these kids are pretty inventive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we ain't going to call him witty though. That's giving way too much. But let's just think about, how much time you spend outside on any given non-summer night.
Mm-hmm.
Overnight or in the middle of it, 3 a.m. out there, no coat.
It's the same. It's just like the other illustration you made about people talking about public intoxication or when they're camping. When you go camping, willingly go camping, do you do it sober? Nah.
Text us. Tell us.
Like
971-220-5979.
I'm gonna.
I don't go camping because I don't want to sleep outside.
Yeah.
On purpose, I do not want to.
Nature doesn't have an air mattress.
It doesn't have a memory foam.
That's what
I have a back that needs better treatment.
Yeah.
Shout out to car accidents and not getting fixed.
Yeah. Plus, you got a CPAP, man.
Right? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. If you have to like Swamp Thing and wrap vines around my nose and hope that the nature, the green, will keep me from.
I wish y'all could see my face right now.
Sleep,
Why are you?
It just is, it's not my jam. It's not my jam.
What would really happen is you would not be breathing when you are asleep, and your organs will start shutting down. And there are a lot of people that are out there sleeping on the street with undiagnosed sleep apnea, whose organs are shutting down. And we really just to bring that point to a close. I guarantee you, Ted Wheeler does not go camping sober.
No.
When he's choosing to sleep outside, when he's choosing to load up his vehicle with all of his gear.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that Renee Gonzalez isn't choosing that life either.
I want to ask you something real quick before we bring that to a close. So, okay, the particular meeting was about Police Accountability Commission and the study they want to discuss. However, you are the mayor of all things.
Definitely the chief of police.
Yeah.
Or commissioner, the commish.
And here it is. Members of your constituency are like, hey, I know we're here about that. However, because of our current weather conditions, we want to discuss this other thing. How would you handle that?
And who am I in this scenario? I am Ted Wheeler.
I wasn't going to say you're Ted Wheeler. I'm just going to say you're the mayor.
I think it's a time to be heard. Mm-hmm. Ted Wheeler is running from accountability at every juncture.
Yeah.
Whether he's at the library, on a date, or at a council meeting.
Yeah.
Or town hall. I'm not sure what to call this one. Meeting. But yeah. He's never wanting to talk about these things. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I understand keeping an agenda, and I also understand respecting people's time. You have not opened or given anybody a moment to speak with you, the mayor, about the city
crisis.
But the city commissioner that is out here saying, no, we're not going to give anybody tents. We're not going to give tarps out. You got to answer for that.
Yeah.
You have to tell us why that's okay for you. This is the moment. This is where I see you. This is where you got to say something.
Right.
And if he would have taken 5 minutes to address that.
That's where I'm at. That's what I was looking for.
If he would have let that woman get her 3 minutes off and then responded in 2 and said, hey, guys, I don't have the rest of the time to talk about this because this group of people are here volunteering their or what,
Yeah.
We really need to respect that. It's a different situation. But also, if he was me and would treat things that way, they wouldn't be yelling out F Ted Wheeler.
True.
Because you only respect people's time when it means that you get to run away from accountability.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
And you have to answer to us. That is part of this. You have to answer to us. So the fact that you can be like, gavel, virtual, not gonna do it, and shut it down.
Right.
And we know you're not gonna be mayor next. So, you just get to do all of this. And I wish that it meant more. I wish it meant, for the rest of the citizens, I wish it meant that we won't get fooled by this style of Democrat, big air quotes, ever again.
Right.
We deserve better. You deserve a mayor who is going to address you in a way that is not condescending.
Man, shout out.
But everything he does is smug. Everything he says is like with an air of timber wealth. Like, ooh, you dirty unwashed.
Right, he unwashed.
Brokies.
We got a text. Can confirm alcohol is a need to have not nice to have for camping.
Ooh, thank you. Alcohol is a need to have, not nice to have.
Tis a requirement for the campings.
Again, I don't be going, but I be hearing the stories and I be like, wow, y'all was wasted at the campfire. Fun.
So that's what happened yesterday morning at that city council meeting. But then last night,
or not city council meeting.
Yeah.
That's what's getting me. I keep messing this up.
But then last night,
no fake news.
PCC EP held a town hall on the ShotSpotter, the application of this new program. The PCC EP is a Portland Committee on Community Engaged Policing. The trial area that they're talking about for this will be 4 miles. Let me just clear it up. I was in the meeting last night, and I was taking notes, and there was, for the most part, like the majority of the people are like, we don't want this, but so I'm going to give you some quotes from some of the people that were in there. I'm going to keep them anonymous, with the exception of one person from the ACLU, or is it another organization, Oregon Justice, I believe. So anyway, the process will continue as they decide between two different organizations that submitted proposals. Once the company is selected, another more detailed proposal will be open for community input before a final decision. The meeting last night was the first layer of community input, and many of the people chimed in like, all you're doing is going through the paces here. Because if the majority of the people are saying, we do not want this, why is it still moving forward?
We shouldn't have this meeting right here.
Yeah. The ACLU was present, dropping all types of gems. ShotSpotter is currently under investigation for unethical lobbying.
Oh, I wonder.
And apparently PPB staff colluded with ShotSpotter. For the most part, participants were largely against the implementation of ShotSpotter and continuously presented evidence for the distrust of the program. One of the participants said, from a ShotSpotter FAQ in 2018, it says the cost of ShotSpotter is $65,000 to $90,000 per square mile per year, with a $10K per square mile one-time service initiation fee.
What? No. Stop. Pause. Pause it. Pause it. Hold your place, please.
I'll stay right there.
You said this is ShotSpotter or Ticketmaster. $65,000 to $90,000 per square mile.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at those. I don't know the difference. I don't know what that looked like.
Yeah.
But if it's one, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
With a $10,000 per square mile. Listen.
The one-time initiation.
You guys want to talk about, where are the not my tax paying dollars people right now?
Right.
Where are y'all at? $10,000 initiation fee per that though, per square mile, per square
40K
mile.
Up front. Boom.
So what up front?
40K up front. Because the trial area is supposed to be 4 miles.
4 square miles.
Yeah.
Why do we need a trial area when other cities have implemented this and we know it don't work?
Right.
Why do we need to do that? Whose money are we wasting? Well, we know the answer to that. Why are we doing it?
Listen, man, we got to give it a Portland try.
I want to know who are the people that said, I can definitely get you at least $500K.
I got you on this, bro.
Like if we say that it's like $90K per square mile and then $10K per initiation fee, which is what? A facilitation fee or service fee?
Right.
Initiation fee.
Yeah.
This is a gang.
Yeah. And different cities report different operation costs that go from about $200K to several $1 million. Another person popped in the chat and was like, this kind of tech is reactive, not proactive. I'd rather we work towards alleviating the root causes of scarcity, separation, isolation, desperation, and what may lead someone to use a violent means. I do not want PPB being peeping toms.
Hello. Shout out to that chatter.
With ShotSpotter, the police responding to alerts will also arrive on scene believing they're entering a live gunfire scenario.
That's not dangerous at all.
Yeah, making them much more ready to retaliate with force due to heightened adrenaline and fear of their own safety. That is a recipe for police brutality. And Amanda Lamb of the Oregon Justice Resource Center said, Oregon law doesn't permit recording unless both parties consent. ShotSpotter microphones will have the ability to record conversations being held in public without consent. On its face, it's illegal. I don't even say how we're moving forward.
What could we be talking about?
Right. Now, there was a member of the community that voted support. People who are being murdered now or who are at risk of victimization do not have the luxury of time to solve for the complex root causes of violence. The issue of violence is not limited to policing. We have yet to have the harder conversation, the one that acknowledges the crisis on the streets, the double-edged sword of concern of policing and street violence.
I wonder why we haven't gotten to talk about that complex root cause. I wonder why we don't get there. Does it have maybe something to do with the fact that you would rather have police brutalize people than find that root cause? Because I'm hearing a lot of people talk about time and crisis and how there's a renewed sense of urgency in these people who have zero sense of urgency to get to actually help folks.
Right.
It's literally there's an urgency to get poor people out of your face.
That's it.
There is no urgency to make sure that those poor people are going to live longer, better, healthier lives.
Yeah.
And the idea that someone is wrong by wanting to find that root cause, which we know the roots. We know what they are.
Yeah.
But we don't want to address them. We want to spend this much money on technology that will absolutely kill more citizens.
Right.
Who will harm more citizens than in any way that it would help. The shots already happened, y'all. Do you know that? Do you understand how it goes? That thing it's not pre-crime.
Right.
We are not in Minority Report. Is that what it's called?
It is.
Yes. That's not where we are. And this doesn't give you that. So also when they start telling you about the robot dog that they need to implement that has, the turbo gun on it or whatever.
Right.
Don't talk about the urgency in which you need to make sure that those people are taken care of instead of actually taken care of.
Right. Right.
Like this, it's not a double-edged sword of policing and street violence. That's not a double-edged sword. Like you just literally do not understand what's happening.
Right.
And your priorities in the matter are police are here to save me and mine and the things I own. And I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. So because of those things, I win.
A new red flag for me is that phrasing of, these are hard conversations we gotta have.
Psych.
I mean, let's just say, right, for the sake of argument, you're right. This is a hard conversation that we have to have. And then what? Because y'all say that, and then let's talk about something else.
But you don't have the hard part of the conversation.
Right. You don't even
the hard part for you.
That's the barrier to have the conversation at all. They throw that down. Road spikes. It's a hard conversation, and we pivot. No. You gotta have it. Can we get something on the calendar?
Well, my point is they think they're having it. The hard part of the conversation is acknowledging that there's a conversation to have.
Stay tuned for Tom Hartman. I'm out of here. I'm out here.
Yeah, I mean, this look backwards. This has been happening forever.
I hate it.
The answers are literally in our face, and people are saying there are no answers. The only answer is kill them or put them in jail. If you aren't going to be a citizen just like me, because certainly you have had all of the same life and opportunities, and if you're not going to do it the way I do it, sucks to be you.
Yeah. You don't deserve to have it, bruh.
The hard conversation is we teach each other not to care about each other. The hard conversation is in certain households, you are teaching people to actively hate
Yeah.
and not care about harming those other people. In some households, you're teaching people that it's more important to pay attention to the cat or the dog that homeless person has than the homeless person themselves.
Yeah.
Oh no, let me get a blanket for the cat. Same people that'll be like, this is a service animal, but it's a ferret that you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
how come you can get your needs met?
Yeah.
How come it's okay for you to be on a plane? Like this, I'm going to be real quick. But there was a video during like the beginning of COVID where a woman is on the plane with what she is calling a baby. And the person sitting next to her is like, that's not a baby. It ends up being, they take the blanket off. It's a cat. She says, it's my service animal. The cat is not a cat. It is, I mean, it's stuffed. It is not.
Oh, interesting.
She disrupts the entire plane for this. So if you can be the person who's disrupting the flights and doing the things so that you can carry around for whatever her point was, I don't even know what she was trying to go for.
Right.
But this person here couldn't need someone or something.
Right.
Couldn't, no service animals for you because, and don't get me wrong, I definitely was a person who was confused by having animals outside when I was younger. I did not understand that at all. But I also am a person who didn't have pets inside. So
right.
It seemed like a responsibility, a child that I didn't have money for. So I wasn't going to do it. And that was my frame of mind. But now I absolutely understand the companionship that people have with pets. And
yeah,
you also don't realize the lengths that folks are going to make sure that their animals do eat and do get into the tarp that they may have had to steal because Renee Gonzalez won't give them out.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. It's a piece of work.
And that was news with my family.
It was. Shout out to everybody in the Text crew, Text fam. Shout out to our listeners behind the scenes, the
Indeed.
James, the Nate, the Regis, the Carmen, Crystal, West Hood.
Juno.
Shout out to Rudo. In Stutes.
I just got to say to the friends out here, the Text fam real fast. Rudo showed up on us. He pulled up. And I'll just say this. If you've never been to these studios, the fact we're in here alone. Yeah. There's no one else here.
Yeah.
And the light came on and I was ready to fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Why is that light on? Weaponry. I don't have any. These fists.
These
and then it was Rudo. And I was like, sorry, I'm yelling. OMG. Yeah. Anyway.
X-Ray fam in the building.
Is what we do.
Man, this is My Fiance. Brought to you by you guys, the fiancés.
All our fiancés.
Yes. Today's show is made possible thanks to Morgan Jones, DJ Ambush, podcast editor Kyle G. Hey. And remember, property is a policy choice. People over profits. Power to the people. None of us are free until we are all free. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for Tom Hartman.
Housing is a human right. Bye.